Hey guys, it's Coach Carrie, and guess what? We're doing another edition on Got More Zucchini. What on earth should I do with it? So today we're going to be making a zucchini chocolate bread using what? Zucchini. This is going to be totally gluten-free and sugar-free and delicious at the same time. So join me in the kitchen. Okay, so here are my basic ingredients for our zucchini bread. I've got 3 eggs here that I've already cracked, and I'm just going to be using my blender because it's an easy way to kind of eliminate some of your mess. I'm going to have 3/4 cup of xylitol here, and you could use stevia or erythritol on that one. And then I'm going to do 1/2 cup of just your regular baking cocoa. This is sugar-free, of course, so go ahead and just scoop up 1/2 cup of that. That's going to give you all your chocolatey flavor to it. And again, I'm going to put that in my blender here. As far as my flour is concerned, I have 1 cup, but this is combined with oat flour and almond flour. So there's a 1/2 cup of each of those. I'm going to use 1/2 cup of coconut oil. Now this is actually a solid coconut oil, but in the process of doing this, I'm also prepping ahead my granola. So I just melted that. So this is melted at the moment. I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. So just 1/2 cup of the coconut oil. We're going to use about 1/2 teaspoon of the pink sea salt. And of course the pink sea salt's got all those really good minerals in it. So that's the only type of salt that we use in our family. So just about 1/2 teaspoon there. And I'm going to use vanilla. So make sure that you have pure vanilla extract that you're using. And I'm going to go ahead and put in 2 teaspoons of the vanilla. Just like that. I always use the cap just for measurement. And then I'm going to use 1 teaspoon of my baking soda here. Just measure that out, put it in there. All right. And then we're going to use about 1/2 cup of chocolate chips, of course, because we want this chocolatey. I like to use the Lilly's. Swerve also has a chocolate chip that you can use that's approved on the program. And I'm just going to dump all that in there. And of course, I've got to have my zucchini if we're going to have a zucchini cake bread. So this is actually 2 small zucchinis, but typically you just want about probably about 1.5 cups basically. And I'm putting all of this into my blender here. And I'm just going to mix this all up until I have a nice dough-like consistency. Got that all blended up, and all we're going to do is get a 9x5 loaf pan, and we will put our bread in there. All right, you do want to use a loaf pan here, and I would recommend go ahead and spraying that down just so everything fits pretty good. Put in your parchment paper, and then all you're going to do is pour in your bread mixture. And this is going to cook at 350 degrees for anywhere between 50 and 60 minutes. And just like any other regular bread or cake, you're just going to test it with a toothpick and see if it comes out moist. If it does, then you need to cook it just a little bit longer. But you can see how simple this recipe is. It's literally you throw it into the blender and then you throw it into the oven. And that's all you really have to do. Great way to get your extra fiber. Great way to use up all those extra zucchini if you're like me and you have them coming out your ears. Just throw that in there. So this is all ready. And then I'm going to take just a few more of the Lilly's chocolate chips, probably about 2-3 tablespoons worth. And I'm going to sprinkle that on top. So she's ready to go. Ready to go here, and we're gonna put it in the oven. So see guys, that was super simple. So I just set my timer, and about an hour from now, we'll come back and see what kind of bread we've got. Okay, so this ended up cooking for right at 55 minutes at 350 degrees, and I just got it out of the oven. I let it cool down for about 15 minutes, and it's still hot. But I've just peeled this parchment paper down, and so you can see we have a chocolate zucchini loaf right here. Y'all, it smells delicious. We can't wait to get into it. So if you're looking for another zucchini recipe, but you have a sweet tooth and you're just trying to do something healthy in the kitchen, this is a good one to try. Okay guys, until next time, make good choices.